in Croydon. Is Mrs May right to be saying what she said last night? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ferrari. Is she right? No, she's absolutely bonkers.
Tell me why.
Bonkers.
Tell me why she's bonkers.
Well, it's coming out of the blue, as your previous callers have said. Does she really believe that the UK public is so stupid? If I were a native British-born citizen, I would be offended, I would be astonished, I would be horrified.
Mm-hmm.
People have brains. People are capable of judging for themselves what is going on. Now, there are people like myself. I'm a Russian. I was born in Russia. I moved to the UK. I've been a UK citizen for 20 years nearly. If I were to tweet something, or if I were to put something on Facebook, would that count as Putin propaganda? Or would that count as the voice of a legitimate UK citizen?
No, you're a UK citizen now, but they have tracked...
but how do you know? How do you know what they count in their statistical manipulations? How do you know?
Well,
anybody, anywhere in the world can open a social media account.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anybody.
Right.
As a housewife, I can right now sit in my London, Croydon home. I can go online. I can open an account somewhere in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I can post anywhere in the US. It is so easy. Anybody with half a brain can do it. So why now? Why all of a sudden now?
Well, I think if you look at the instance of the one, is it at South Lone Star, setting out messages that were trying possibly to stir up racial hatred at a time so soon after a terror attack. That is something... Sorry? I'm sorry. I'll stop you right there. The Daily Mail does a perfectly good job of stirring up division in the UK society. Well, they don't need a fake one-off. So you're quite happy then? Let's just do this the other way then, Anna. You're quite happy to have these, in some instances, Kremlin-backed false accounts spreading messages such as that.
Kremlin-backed? Do you? How do you know that they're Kremlin-backed? Specifically Kremlin.
Twitter have said they are.
How do you know they're not just?
Twitter have said they are, Anna. Don't just ignore me. Twitter have said that. Now you're now going to say Twitter's. I don't know how we can have a conversation then, really, because you don't believe me, you don't believe the Prime Minister, you don't believe Twitter. I don't know what it's going to take.
Mr. Ferrari.
You can call me Nick should you so desire.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Please don't twist my words. It is a one-off account. They have given us a one-off account. They threw a little bait into the media. They threw it out into the newsfeed.
Twitter. Let me read you something from the Daily Telegraph, because I wouldn't read from the Daily Mail. Twitter have identified many accounts with Kremlin links, mainly focused on US politics, but also dabbling in wider issues in Europe. They've all been suspended as a result by Twitter. There are dozens of them. Dozens of them.
Fabulous.
Right? So do you now see why perhaps we're doing what we're doing?
I see what you're trying to do. I also see what the message you're trying to express. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, let's look at the UK media. How many fake news stories have the UK media put out?
None now.
None? Absolutely none.
No.
Right, okay.
Not knowingly, because they go to considerable length. Well, I don't think you and I. I tell you what, you keep getting your news from YouTube and all the other means, and you keep thinking that the Pope is going to vote for Donald Trump, and you keep believing those stories, and I'll go back to the way where journalists are actually put on earth, and they don't always get it right. Guess what? No one always gets it right, but at least they try. They don't willingly mislead the public.
Okay, Nick.
Final question, because I've got... Go on, yeah.
Thank you. There have been stories in the past, at the time when there was a build-up to the war in Iraq and Libya. Now, there have been stories that were put out in the UK media, which have then been...
Well, I think... hang on. Has the government briefed and used the media to get... Yeah, absolutely. Has the media been in the middle because it's believed what's been told by government officials? Yes, absolutely right. But I would argue...
And why does the media believe the government officials now?
Well,
who's to say they're not wrong on this one?
Oh, my God, I don't know how you'd ever live in your world, because clearly you don't believe anybody. Presumably when the traffic light goes green, you don't believe it. I mean, what constitutes...
I don't believe the media, not the Russian media, not the Western media. I don't watch YouTube, by the way.
What constitutes truth for you?
For me, what I see with my own eyes my...
Well, how are you ever going to cover the war in Iraq, then, unless we send you out there? I mean, I don't see how...
It's a different country. That has nothing to do with me.
Well, you raised the war.
Absolutely. It was discussed... No, I am disgusted at how the West has handled...
All right. I just don't know how...
at how the West has handled that issue.
I mean, I'm looking at one of the monitors now, the situation in Myanmar. Is that true or is that fake? The way these Muslims are being...
I'm not there.
You don't know? Okay. Well, man alive, you're going to be one busy woman if you have to see everything is...